Hi, it's Colin. Make sure to subscribe to the Volume YouTube channel so you don't miss any episodes. You know, like Eli Manning did.
Eli's late. Hey, we're on this interview. You calling in? What are you doing?
What?
We're on this interview.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I forgot about it.
You're killing me. You're killing me.
I'm going to give you the choice of these two NBA topics because I'll never bring you on and not talk NBA.
Yeah.
I watched working out. I didn't watch it live. I got up and lift weights on the morning on the weekend and watched Russell Westbrook, who was absolutely horrifically bad against Portland. It was
not good. It's not good.
Or James Harden.
Yeah, let's talk about that one.
Okay, so it's interesting. So I'm old enough to remember the NBA changing several rules for wilt. The free throws, the zone defense, wide lane. This has happened my whole life. The NBA used to be able to hand check, and then they said it's too physical. You used to be able to put your forearm into a guy's back. The NBA has changed. It's almost like the IRS. If they see big companies finding a loophole, they close it. And then the big companies find another loophole, and they close it again. And I feel like James Harden had found a loophole in the rules, and the league's like, nah, we're not going to allow this. Yep. That's what it feels like to me. And by the way, I have watched the Nets play 4 times. Not a full game, but probably 4 halves. James Harden now is a passive player. He went from like ball-centric, his ball usage was through the roof. I mean, there are times he disappears on the floor.
It's unbelievable. And so, to be fair, it should be noted, while everyone was watching football today, the Nets played, they played the Raptors, and Harden had, I think, far and away his best game of the year, and he was excellent in the fourth quarter. He, for the first time all year, it was on during the late window of games, so I saw the tail end of the game while I was watching the Chiefs game and the Cardinals game. And by the way, shout out to the Cardinals, dominating the Niners, no Kyler Murray. Unbelievable. So Harden was good today, but he was awful Friday. And prior to today, this is what jumps out to me. And I tweeted the numbers, but he has stopped, not only stopped getting to the free throw line, which we talked about. He had one game where he took 19 free throws. Every other game this year prior to today, it was 4 or fewer. Today he got 6. But it wasn't just that, Colin. He stopped taking or making 2-point baskets. Prior to today's game on the season, he had 19 made 2s and 44 turnovers. He had more than twice as many turnovers than 2-point field goals. And so I do think he's a little out of shape, and I do think he's a little overweight, and I do think he's still a little unsure about the hamstring, all of that. But what's also clearly true is, and this is the part that people I think are not baking into the Harden stuff when they talk about, well, he'll adjust. Yes, he will adjust. But part of what made him so great at getting to the basket was people were afraid to foul him, so they guarded him a specific way. Now that people are less afraid to foul him, it's not just that he's not getting the calls. He's having a harder time beating guys because they are guarding him more honestly. That's not going to change. That isn't going to adjust.
Right.
And Harden has to be like a fringe MVP level guy for them to win the title.
No question.
KD's been the best player in the league so far this year. KD has been sensational basically every game. He's playing almost perfect offensive basketball. And the team is not great because even with KD playing at this level, Blake Griffin looks old fast. He looks like Detroit Blake Griffin. Paul Millsap was never going to make sense. Aldridge was never going to make sense. They need Harden. And they don't need Harden at 19 and 10. They need Harden at 26 and 11. And I don't know if that Harden is going to exist again. I just don't. I do not know if that Harden it's going to exist under these rules. Just like, by the way, John Lynch. Would he have been a Hall of Fame level safety if he was drafted today? Probably not. Don't hold it against him. The rules change, players change.
Yeah.
But I don't think Harden is a top 8 guy in the league right now, and they have to have him be that.
Remember, Harden was a late bloomer anyway. Harden started on the bench.
Yep.
Harden was a player. He's 32 or 33 now,
Yep.
and he's really only been great for about 6 years. In our world view, he should be like 28 now, right? Like when you see the great players come out, they're rocky the first year, and then you're like, I mean, even Jordan Poole, you're like, he's 16 and a half a game. Now, he's not close to, I don't think, Harden. But this is a league, especially now with the rules, where if you're offensively gifted, you're really good by 23. You're exceptional by 25. I mean, Luke is better than everybody, but you can dominate at 21, 22, 23. So Harden was a late bloomer. So I don't think he's athletically as vertical or as gifted as your Kobe's and your Michaels, even though his numbers would line up with theirs. He had a style. The NBA allowed the style. They have now eliminated the style, and he's not a world-class athlete in the context of the other great scorers.
Correct. And it's so, like, he is, again, I don't hold this against him legacy-wise that he was exploiting seems unfair, but he understood the rules, he was playing by the rules, and he was exploiting in a positive way the rules. And it made him, the 3 years he won the scoring title in Houston, and he averaged like 30, 36, and 34 those 3 years. He was shooting combined 25 threes and free throws a game.
Incredible.
Thereabouts. So he with Morey understood, all right, the most efficient thing you can do other than dunk the basketball, which I can't really do, like obviously you can dunk, but I'm not above the rim guy, is get to the free throw line and shoot threes. So what if that's all I do? What if that's all I do? And it was unguardable. It was unbelievable. But now it's guardable. And it to me is one of the most fascinating things. The reason the Lakers thing is this. Very little happens with the Lakers when LeBron's not there matters. The question is LeBron now injury prone? If he is, they're screwed. Like, And by the way, people, and I said this on the TV show on Friday as well, but I want to reiterate it here. Whenever we talk about the greatest players ever, people think I'm needling Jordan because I call Jordan an, without a doubt, top 3 guy. Right. And people think I'm needling him. And it is a bit of a needle, but the reason I say top 3 is because I feel like Kareem is the most historically disrespected guy ever. He has the most points. He has the most MVPs. He has 6 rings, just like Jordan, all that stuff. But the other thing about Kareem is he never got hurt. He punched Kurt Benson in the face that one time, broke his hand. Aside from that, in year 20, he's playing 74 games. He never got hurt. Look at his game log. Now, he's not as effective. He's not at a high level, but he never got hurt. Jordan played 11 full seasons with the Bulls, was out of there. Like, just gone. I'll see you later. As far as, like, injury-free full seasons. There is no, what LeBron is trying to do in year 19, there is no comp for it. The closest is Karl Malone year 18. And we are going to see if he can make it through. If he can make it through, him plus Anthony Davis, and what I think right now is a very up for grabs West, like the Warriors. I know you're super high on them. Warriors could be the favorites right now in the West. Who knows? I think the Lakers could be fine. And we'll see, Colin. LeBron's not afraid to, press reset on an experiment. I don't think they'll do that. But, famously, the Cavs did trade Dwayne Wade away. Like, they had Dwayne Wade, and then they're like, see you later, buddy. It's not working. You can go back to Miami. So if the Russ thing doesn't get better, I think they'll make a move. But the question for the Lakers is LeBron going to be healthy for the postseason? If he is, I like their chances. But it's fair to say now, a guy who never got hurt. Colin, I watched him, what I thought was break his ankle during a playoff game with the Cavs, tighten his shoelaces, miss a possession, finish the game. In the finals, the game 7 against the Warriors, when he went up for what would have been the greatest dunk in NBA history, up 3, and Draymond fouled him, I'm convinced this day he broke his wrist and Wolverined that son of a bitch. Like, I can't have a broken wrist right now. It was fine. He never was injured. And then he tore his groin. And then last year, messed up his ankle, and now this year he's already had 2 little dings.
Yep.
So it's something to watch. Like, it doesn't change the fact that I think he's the greatest player that's ever lived, but it does change the math on can the Lakers win the title.